So it's just an update again. We pulled the. I'll let Justin. I'm gonna try to keep my mouth shut and let Justin explain. So Justin, just go over what you had to do to take it out, and what you found, and why we took it out, and whatever you can think of.
So we took it out because one, we wanted to check the heater core, and two, there's quite a few of the vacuum diaphragms on the back of the heater box, if you will, on the inside of the car that we couldn't see nor test. So to get it out, we had to pull the blower motor box off the front here, which, if you don't know it, right here, which you can see the line where the box was sitting. Right here, there's a stud, and it's actually this stud right here. It sticks through the firewall, and anybody else probably would have just jerked on that thing to get it out, but I jiggled it a little, come out and looked, and that was the only nut that made sense, and that was holding it in. Of course, there was a few others on top and bottom as well.
Let me say something. You see that where I got this? I'm talking to whoever was watching this. Right here is the vehicle ID number, and right here, you can't really see it, but it's right there. So anyway, we pulled it out, and what did you find?
It's a mess, obviously. So inside the car, this is what you see.
If you're under the dash.
Correct. This is in the center. Basically, this is the passenger side here on my left, your right. One thing I noticed in one of the videos that Robert had sent me for us doing our little research, the fellow was playing with his, and this door here would actually close all the way on his vehicle. Well, ours wouldn't go further than that. So that was another reason why we wanted to pull this thing out, because obviously we couldn't do anything with it under the dash.
So you're going to try to figure out, well, we're going to fix it. That's ours.
Yeah.
Somehow. We don't know how we fix things. We just do it until we fix them. Or he does.
Here's the back side of it, and there's the vacuum diaphragm that we couldn't see.
So that's behind. You can't see that from under the...
No, there's just a line that dips down, and that's all you see.
So if you're standing like where I am, you're seeing this, and this one worked perfectly. Right here is the, what's that?
That's the heater core itself, which there's some screws here that we're going to get it out of there and clean it up as well. It looks pretty good, but we don't know for sure yet.
Then I noticed the ground wire. We don't know what it's for, but it's right here.
Kind of an odd wire.
So, again, since I got to take that, you might as well switch the heater core, because I took it this far apart. I mean, I could probably put a hose on it and test it, but I don't know if I can put as much pressure as a water pump. I don't know. So this vacuum gauge we haven't really tested yet, but again, that one, like he said, it's hidden. So we're just going to get it working somehow. But we can't even see what's in here.
Just see what it's working.
Just see what it's doing. So we're going to take this thing apart. You can see there's sheet metal screws, I guess you call them. I don't know what that is.
So there's a floor, one of the vents hooks in right there, I believe, one of the floor blowers, if you wanted it to.
So let's see, what is this? So this vacuum opens this grill.
Yeah, this vent here, I believe it's supposed to. Let's see. Yep, it diverts, so it'll block this off and allow heat to come up to the center, I believe.
You notice there's holes in it, so that it's never completely closed. So anyway, I'll try to do some updates. If not, he's just going to take it apart and clean it out. Another thing is, all this, when I sand and grind, all the stuff falls down in here and then gets into there. And by the way, this is the AC delete box that I put in. Yeah, see this stuff that's in here?
Just from working on the car.
And by the way, this is part of the air conditioning. I don't know if you have this, if you just have heat. I think that's ambient. I can't find that in the book. I can't find a picture of that in the book. And this is a resistor. I guess it works off heat. But somehow all these things work together to open vacuum lines and close them. So once we fix this, we can start putting the car back together underneath, and I don't know what. But again, I'm kind of mumbling here. We took it apart to make sure all these things are working and make sure the doors are closing. That's what Justin just said, I guess.
Yeah. 'Cause like I said in that video, this door up front here, it closes all the way, and ours isn't. I just noticed there's an adjustment here. Not that that's going to fix it completely, but...
And what'd you say about the vacuum hose here?
So this vacuum line was actually broken. There's another piece of it that fell off that literally goes to where that dirt starts.
That's where it was broken?
Yeah. So what it goes down into, I don't know.
Goes down into.
Because this one had its own vacuum line that I took off.
So maybe there's an internal vacuum. We don't know. And this thing is just...
Yeah, we're rust killers, so this thing's bothering us.
Anyway, that's it. And how many bolts do you think were on there to take that off?
So you can see the hole. There's one here, but if you look there, that's where one of the screws for this guy came all the way through, which doesn't matter. And then if you look, well, let's see. So there was one up here, right there. I had one down here, and that seemed like it all, but there was one right here that goes from the actual ductwork, if you will, right above it for the center console vent and the driver's side, I believe, that went through here. So really just 3 total, but it's kind of a pain. You got to have the kick panel out. I almost thought the dash needed to come out because it just didn't want to go, but if you kind of shimmy and jiggle a little bit, you can get her on her back. Or actually on the front here, and then you can slide it right on out.
So if nothing else, this vacuum hose wasn't hooked up, so this system never would have worked right.
It's so dry rotted.
And let's see, that is, I think we had a video where we were, the climate control went to here, right?
Correct. So it mounts right here. That's where that screw is. You got to reach in and undo. And then it just, the actual
So the
wire.
climate control vacuum went to here?
It's not a vacuum, it's a wire.
But wasn't there a hose going back in here?
Yeah, there was one here and here that were still on it. So yeah, all the vacuum lines go to that climate control. They come from that nest of vacuum lines, and then they spider out from there. So all in all, there was 3 on this thing total. The broken one, this one here, and then there's one that goes right down here on the end.
They're also color coded according to the book. This one looks like it's kind of
We'll see. Now that's the outside where the vacuum line is
orange.
slid into. But that vacuum line was actually black with a yellow, or yellow with a. It's yellow.
I got
I can't really tell.
Is there a black one in there? Black with orange?
This one's white. Now there's an orange, but the orange is the one that goes to the kick panel here. And then I've got a yellow. I've got 2 whites here. It looks like. Or no, one's yellow, one's white. That's what it is.
Anyway, we're gonna sort this out.
And the yellow one's broken.
Which one looks broken?
It's the yellow one. This guy here. See, that had a little. If you look, there's a piece in it.
Okay, so that's it on. I mean, since I'm making electrical videos, but as I was saying, really the vacuum lines and the electrical are all kind of tied together. You got a flashlight on you? How rusted is it inside that blower hole?
It's actually not all that bad until you look to this sidewall right here. This guy, he could use something. Probably some of that rust killer. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Okay. When you look, can you see down in there? Is there a hole down where the water drains out?
No, there's not.
Well, there should be.
There's quite a decent pile of debris though.
So this is what I think. Water is going to get in here.
So there is a hole down here, but that's actually in a little channel on its own.
Yeah, but that's good. I bet if you pour water in here, it comes out.
Possibly. Maybe.
Try sticking an air hose in there and blow down.
There's a lot of dirt, so watch your eyes.
Or just blow it low. Or blow up.
Oh, okay.
He's sticking in a hole.
Now it came out over here.
Try it again. Yeah, look, I can see it. Look up. So we gotta make sure that's clean. The point I'm trying to make is that hole he just stuck that in, water is gonna get down through your vent and down in there and trapped.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
Okay, so that's
Wow.
that's it for now. We're just gonna stick a magnet down there. We're gonna vacuum it, but this is the first try. I think I've cleaned it up before. Look at, let me do this. That's the stuff that gets in your car. I mean, let's do it. See if I can do a close up. Some of this is metal shavings from me working on the car, but you can get leaves down in there, branches, all kinds of stuff. Both sides.
Yeah, and it's pretty full. There's a whole nest here, I would call it. Yeah, here's part of the nest, or whatever it is. So, we had a little mouse friend that we did find up in the dash earlier in the build.
So you know, a lot of times people, your front of your carpet gets soaked, where not under where your feet are. If that hole gets plugged up, it backs up and comes right into your carpet and rusts everything out. He's doing it again, third try.
Oh, there's a bunch more than this. The metal shavings that are in there are what's pulling that out.
Yeah, if we didn't have any metal, the fibers are coming out with the metal.
I'm trying to get the big piece in. Screw it.
Don't get your arm stuck in there.
Ugh.
Let's see.
And it looks like a shell of a nut or a piece of bone, possibly.
What's this?
That's the little mouse's blanket.
Look at the car wash coupon.
Yeah.
No. Anyway. So for anybody interested, what did you now that we had it out, what did you have to do to get the heater core out? We haven't took it out, but we know how.
So the screws on the outside are.
Where?
There's 3 on this side, 1 in this area, or no, one here, and then we took these 2 out as well because we couldn't move the thing, which those didn't need to come out. This bracket on top that the control wire attaches to, you have to take that out, and you'll see why. See that moving?
Turn this to here.
Yeah. And then there it is, which it's leaking. So probably needs a new one anyway. There we go. That's your heater core. She should just come right on out. Oh, there's the rat nest. Found him.
Another hidden one.
Busted, buddy. You're evicted. He's probably in there.
Well, here's that bracket that
Fell. Yeah,
Right.
both of those fell. Yeah, I would go ahead and say it's safe to assume this is leaking. You see the white calcium running down it to the here? So that tells me there's water coming out somewhere.
Well, I'm going to replace it anyway. I mean, what's the point in taking the car apart this far? Even taking a chance.
Right, well none of that is probably full of gunk. I mean, they just, all that hot water.
Blow air in there.
Ugh.
But don't aim it towards your face. Well, Oh, you can take this home and heat your room.
Yeah.
Run hot water into your room. Anyway,
Threatening me with a good time.
that's a heat transfer. So the hot water comes from the radiator, goes across the fan blows it into your car. Harrison.
76.
76.
D. Whatever that means.
Okay, that's it. Unless we find something else. So we're gonna take this metal piece off too, once we figure out how. Cause see, you got this up here. There's got to be a door in there.
Yeah, it's that front door.
No, it's hooked.
There it went.
Something's hooked in here.
Yeah.
Like that vacuum hose for one thing. You probably have to take this off.
I can see it. It's just that vacuum attachment. So it ain't even hooked to nothing in there. It's just stuck right
See
there.
the vacuum hose is
It stops right there.
right there. It's disconnected.
And then all it is that actuator bar right here. Let's see. I guess I gotta get into it on the bottom. Yeah. So you can see,
Wait, got a light.
yeah, the diaphragm is attached.
How do you turn this light on?
See the bar in there going upward? Yeah. There's one screw holding that in. And then down here for this one, we've got the other door. There's one spring right here.
So if you put vacuum on that, yeah, look at that. I'm looking at that hose.
Yeah, it's broke off.
Where is it?
Where's it supposed to go?
I don't know. Anyway, Justin calls this the, what do you call this place? Basket case garage.
Yeah. So here's how you take it off. And that's that broken arm I was telling you about. It's actually broken.
Got a picture of that?
From earlier, but I'll take another one.
Just take a picture right inside too. So believe it or not, we're getting to the end of this car. I mean, this is like the last, well, I always say that, but this is like one of the last major pieces. So I bet you if anybody has a car that has got rust under the dash, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. It's probably worth taking it apart. Do you want to? Hell no. But we are.
I think that's why this is grommeted like that. Because once I take that out, I can get to that screw now. See it down in there? That's that bar that's holding.
Where does
it
the
together.
vacuum go?
That I'm not sure of. This is all we have of it, and obviously something is broken out and rusted out of it.
What's in the middle?
That's what it was hooked to. At one point.
That's another hose. Maybe it goes over that direction. Well, we'll find out.
Actually, it attached to the back of this canister. You can see the hookup right there, all rusty.
Yeah, right
Yep.
there. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to show this putting this back together, but we got all the rust off. We cleaned everything up. Got some pieces over here that we cleaned up, sandblasted. I love that sandblaster. Check the vacuums. So now all I gotta do is I'm gonna walk over to this radiator core. And it might be leaking, it might not, but I'm not gonna take a chance. It's too hard to get out. It's a solid. But this is the original 76. Look, it's got the gold on it. It's a joke. Anyway, that's it. And this guy's got to go home early. But we are ready to get it back together if I can find one of these today. So we got about 4 hours into this. Yeah, just to end this again. Anyway, I think this radiator core is okay. This heater core. I filled up with water. It didn't leak that way. Then I filled up with water and actually put a lot of air pressure in it and held one in. No leaks. So this white stuff, I mean, it could be condensation. It could be I don't know, but I think it's okay. I'm not gonna. It's $100. I just don't think I need it, so I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, just a little bit more on this. Like, you know, I can't remember what I said because these videos go over time. Well, I mean, today was only 4 hours, but the real reason I pulled this apart is I wanted to get all the vacuums working. And as you saw, there were some issues, like a broken vacuum line like this one right here. I mean, look at that. There's like something jammed inside there. It's probably a T or a fitting. But anyway, that's the real reason I tore it apart. And I was going to replace the radiator core, the heater core, but I just don't think I need it. In fact, maybe somebody did replace it. And that's how some of this stuff got jacked up underneath.